Hans Rey was born on the 4th of June in 1966 in Kenzingen, Germany, but actually holds a Swiss passport. He fell in love with biking at an early age and proceeded to make strides on his bike, advancing as far as German and Swiss trials champion before making the decision to move to the USA. The Americans had never witnessed the level of riding that Hans was showing off, and he was an instant celebrity, giving demos, competing, and basically dominating the sport of trials throughout the 80s and into the early 90s. His desire to learn and progress saw him step his riding up and in a totally new direction, and the free ride movement was born. Credited as being one of the originators of the free ride movement, Hans Rey continues to push the boundaries of his riding at his age. At 41, he is one of the longest-standing sponsored professional riders in the world of bike sports and is the longest-standing member of Team GT. This is No Way But Up with Hans Rey Part 1.
I was actually born and raised in Germany, but I have a Swiss passport, and back in Germany, my hometown, I started riding trials. We had a motorcycle trials club, and my dream was to have a motorcycle when I was 12 years old, but I guess my parents thought I was too young or it was too dangerous or too expensive or whatever, so me and my friends, we all started riding on bicycles. We just converted old Stingrays and stuff, and before we knew it, we had a group in our hometown that was really into it. We followed the BMX scene, even though I was never racing BMX. BMX was very glamorous. Those guys had factory teams and driving Porsches, and trials was a complete amateur sport, and it was, a lot of them looked at it like a kid's sport where they would get ready for motorcycle trials, and I ended up never changing, I stuck with the sport, and when I came to America, mountain biking was just about to blow up. The Europeans were so ahead of the game, because trials is a European sport, unlike mountain biking or BMX. So when I came to America, I was ages ahead and I got really well received and people were stoked to see me, and I actually got opportunities, like some companies offered me small sponsor contracts, and I figured, what, that's kind of a dream coming true, and I have to do it, even if I do it just for 1 year and then go back to school, I figured, but at least I get to see America, get to travel a bit, and and learn the language at the same time. And I moved out there, and then out of 1 year became 2, 3, 4, 5, and then now we're at 21. It's been a good decision to do that. I sometimes have nightmares, and I think I would have accepted like a apprenticeship somewhere, working at some company, or it's ending up somewhere, but I'm stoked it worked out that way, and yeah, kind of grew up in the mountain bike sport too, even though I wasn't there at the very beginning, but when it became big, and then with the whole free ride scene, a lot of people credit me for being one of the guys who got that going, and the first guy to do that stuff and popularize it, and also showing people that there's more to mountain biking than racing, Racing is great, and I raced for a while. Even when I was in America, I started doing dual slaloms, and I started doing downhill races also, and I wasn't, the best at it, but people realized, hey, this guy can do more than just hop around on his bike, and one year I actually got third place in the Slalom World Championships, so call it luck or not, but it's a good result on the belt.
I'd have to say, it sounds kind of corny, but I'd have to say genius. The guy's a genius in a lot of ways. And I'd have to also say he's creative. He's one of the most creative people I know. He always takes lemons and turns them into lemonade. He always makes something good out of something, harsh or hard.
He's a great ambassador for the sport. He's a great ambassador for GT and all his sponsors, and he's just an awesome guy. I mean, he can ride anything, and he's helped me a lot with just somebody to go to for advice.
I've gone to his house a couple times to work on his bikes, and he's all, man, you're the first mechanic that's ever come to my house to work on my bikes. But so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Hans is cool. He's funny. Funny guy.
The way, you know, he markets himself is pretty amazing, and I think that's cool. I think one day I'd like to go on one of the adventure rides, and that'd be pretty cool.
We're sure that with Hans's love of the sport, he will be going strong for years to come, and there will be plenty of adventure rides to go on. More on Hans Rey and the Do Nots in upcoming episodes of Rebel TV. Till then, see ya.